War pugs. Well, we know one thing about the Fat Electrician. It's really that he despises communism. And there's a cat in my background that is messing with my brand new whiteboard. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? I don't understand. War pugs, the Fat Electrician despises communism. It's no real secret why, and if you want to know the truth of the matter, if your diplomatic system ends with ism, I question a lot. I really do question a lot. This was requested by Vince07, and frankly, to be quite honest with everybody, I love it when he goes on his rants against communism, because I despise that form of governance because of one core reason. It's a fantasy land. It's an absolute fantasy land theory. And if you're wondering why I'm saying it's a fantasy land, it's because it never will work unless we live in a zero scarcity society. And the reason it will never work is because the people that do the revolution will oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, always give rise to a central figure who will take it and he will just run with it, and then we're watching mass human rights violations, insane amounts of, it's just ugly. It turns ugly so fast. And the people that are sitting there just going crazy about it, I just don't understand it. I never will understand it. How can you watch something that has failed constantly and led to nothing but suffering and be like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. Just, I don't understand it. It blows my mind. But we're going to be checking this out. This was requested by Vince07, and after that, I took a look at the comments section, and I've got to read a response that I saw from the pinned comment of this here. This is the first time I think I've seen anything about with the Unsubscribed podcast, but I'm gonna shut up now. Let's get into it. It's the Fat Electrician roasting communism, and I'm always here for that. Let's go.
48 hours of my life just raging communism simps because
Donald Trump haven't done it right yet.
Donald Trump had that fucking comment about how, like, oh, Russia beat the Nazis, and now it's weird because, like, Donald Trump, right, but like communist sympathizers left, and now all the communist sympathizers are like, yes, Russia beat the Nazis by themselves, and I'm just shitting on all of them. And it's I can't handle being on X. I'm gonna get canceled if I go on there and have to argue with these fucking people.
What is this? This is the reason I don't get on Twitter myself, because, well, X, whatever they're calling it these days, because the sheer fact of the matter is, if I read enough of those posts, I'm going to wind up with brain cancer. I don't understand it. Like, people are just deluded. And not just about stuff like this. Not just about stuff like this. What happens is, people sit there, they'll find an opinion that they like, ignore every other opinion, and then you find yourself trying to rationalize with people. Okay, so when I was younger and 9/11 happened, you had to deal with people that were called truthers. And the 9/11 truthers drove me practically insane, because what would happen is they'd get on to this little tangent and they'd start talking about things as if they were experts in engineering, metallurgy, chemical compositions, all this other kind of stuff, and like they actually understood what was going on. And it would blow my mind, because it would be some of the dumbest talking points I'd ever heard in my life. And you try to argue with these people, and you feel like you're losing IQ points, like they're bleeding out onto the ground. Like, you're consistently, the longer you're into the argument with them, you're just drained of your intelligence, your time, your resources, and your mental willpower to live. And they were just sectioned off to one corner of the internet, and they would occasionally pop up in random locations. Kind of like, I don't know, just just a random guy, like a ninja turtle popping out of the sewer. It's like, oh, look at that. Just like, you never saw them really out in the wild that often. When you did, it turned into a horror show. Well, the problem is, that is X. X is nothing but flat out a series of topics that have their own truthers. And the truthers have taken over the entire dialogue. So that now, no matter what you say, you have to either attack a viewpoint that is utterly ridiculous or defend common sense against legions of people who have survived in their own echo chambers for so long that they believe right is left, up is down, and that the Earth is the center of the universe. That is where we're at right now with X. I can't go there. My brain doesn't survive that long there. It just won't. My brain starts to go through this. I feel like I have to respond to people because I don't like just sitting there seeing stupid opinions, and then my brain rots from the sheer amount of stupidity I encounter on there. I can't go to X. I just simply won't survive it.
As you're saying, it is this quick history lesson. You're going to see, yes, Russia threw a fuck ton of bodies and helped stop the war machine that was Nazi Germany.
Yes, but if your claim to fame is we had the most people die, that's a really shitty stat. I'm sorry. Like, imagine if I was in the NBA Finals and LeBron dunked on me the most amount of times, and I was like, I deserve to be MVP because I gave up the most points.
No.
That's
Oh my
fucking
God.
stupid.
Did you know about the NBA? That's impressive.
It's more like League of Legends or Call of Duty, like Warzone. It is you and your three buddies are at the top, and that fourth person on that team has a KD of .006. He's died 80 times. Bro, got one kill. He's like, this is my fucking war.
You get all these fucking dudes that simp over. Did you know the USSR actually manufactured more tanks in America during World War II? Oh, did they?
Did they
really?
You're scaring
really
me.
interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Who'd America send to the Soviet Union in, I don't know, like fucking 1929 and started their entire industrial revolution when he founded the Stalingrad tractor factory?
Who?
Oh, it was Albert Kahn, aka the architect of fucking Detroit. Literally, America started your entire manufacturing capability, and you're gonna sit here and try to flex on me like that's a fucking big W for communism. How much fucking money did America give to the Soviet Union in the early years of World War II? Like what $11 billion? You're like, oh, that's
much
not
is that today?
That's not a lot of money. It's like fucking $246 billion-ish dollars. What's Russia's military budget right now?
I don't know.
$86 billion?
I don't know.
You gave them 3 times the
Oh my
annual
God.
military fucking budget, and you're gonna come to me and be like, oh, communism's the fucking best. Yeah, when it's funded by fucking capitalism, sure it is.
Yeah.
Why the fuck wouldn't it be?
Hell yeah.
Okay, the same reason you hear everybody like, no, did you know that fucking Cuba has the best healthcare system in the fucking world, and the only
Yeah, we had. This is one of those opinions. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just want to scream hearing that. And I know that people have said it before. I have never seen anyone in Florida jump on a door with a ceiling fan plugged onto a solar panel trying to get away from Florida to go to Cuba for their wonderful healthcare system.
The only reason that Cuba isn't a communist fucking paradise is because America put an embargo on them and refused to do business on them. Yeah, maybe, but explain to me in logical fucking reasoning why it is that a communist fucking utopia can't exist because capitalism isn't going to work with them. It can't exist on its own. They need capitalists to fucking work with them for them to fucking survive, okay? At the end of the day, I've never seen a fucking capitalist trying to build a fucking raft out of shitty, broken fucking tires to swim across shark-infested water to make their way to Florida to fucking escape, okay? Get over it. Communism fucking sucks. You're never going to convince me otherwise. You're fucking wrong. If you think that the USSR single-handedly beat the Nazis in World War II, you're fucking wrong. Objectively speaking, I can't fucking help you. Okay? Did they help? Absolutely. I'm happy to admit that they contributed to beating the Nazis. If you think they did it on their own, it's because you're breathing through your mouth and you're objectively fucking retarded. Those are the only fucking reasons that you would think that. Okay? Furthermore, the only reason that World War II even fucking happened is because the Nazis and the USSR had an agreement that they were gonna go ahead. They're like, oh, go ahead, invade fucking Poland, and we're gonna have separate spheres of influence, and then we're not gonna fight, and then the Nazis attack the USSR anyways, and then they join the fucking Allies, okay? So the USSR is the reason that World War II even fucking happened. You don't get to claim credit for being the only ones that fucking won, okay? Shut the fuck up. I can't fucking handle it. Like, I got 2 sons, and then people are like, oh, you do jujitsu, you're a big fucking tough manly man.
You are.
What if your kids grew up, what if one of them was gay? I don't care at all. They can be gay all they want. It's not going to bother me at all. But if my child grows up to simp over the USSR or the German military, I'm going to consider myself a fucking failure as a father because my kid's objectively fucking retarded. That's not acceptable to me. I fucking hate it.
Dude, going to college with you must be a fucking nightmare.
Try being a fucking professor.
Your teacher's like, this is college algebra.
Sir, this is speech and communication.
Ask you to help us with the problem.
So this is Art 101.
Everyone in your class is like this.
You guys should see the fucking diatribes that Nick writes. He sends us arguing with college kids.
Dude, he bullies. That is your Twitter.
I
You do
couldn't.
in-person Twitter. You do Twitter and IRL. Like, oh my god.
Oh, good
What's
lord.
the last battle you've been in on your college frontier?
It was that, actually. Somebody was like, actually, you know, the Soviet Union manufactured more fucking tanks, and it was me just going off. Like, actually, the only reason they could manufacture tanks is because America sent their best fucking engineers to the USSR to teach them how to manufacture tanks. Furthermore, your tanks are shit. Also, America gave you like 4,000 fucking Sherman tanks and 400,000 trucks. Did you know that in 1945, over fucking 3/4 of all the vehicles that the USSR military had were fucking manufactured by America? Go fuck yourself. If you're going to sit here and be like, communism's better because they can manufacture more shit, only because America's funding you, okay? The only reason that you motherfuckers were running proxy wars in Afghanistan in the 80s and 90s were because America taught you how to do it because we did it to you in World War II. Go fuck yourself. Communism sucks. Jesus Christ.
Just some kid like this, just being like,
Standing just fucking.
What was the response?
I get it. Oh,
What was the response?
that wasn't real communism. Oh, fuck.
I hate that response.
I'm sorry. Okay. Every problem you have is capitalism. That's not real capitalism. Go fuck yourself. Get out of here.
we just haven't done it right yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at you.
We're
You're
like
like
one more.
sweating.
Fucking bro. Like fucking 1, 2, maybe 3 tops. 3 more genocides. And
Yeah.
we're gonna hammer out this whole communism idea. Okay, look.
Just 3
communism
more,
is
maybe
fucking
4.
stupid. Communism is
Okay,
perfect
5.
on paper. Okay,
It is.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest way to live that's ever been devised. The problem with having a perfect work of art is you're trying to apply it to an imperfect canvas, and that is humans. Humans are greedy, arrogant, stupid assholes. Everybody is at some point during the day. It's just a matter of how often you are that person. Everybody's a stupid, arrogant, greedy. This is why fucking roundabouts don't work, right? Roundabouts are basically communism, right? They're the communism of road structures, okay? Are they better on paper? Absolutely. They're way more efficient. Except for Janet is in her fucking minivan trying to hand little Tommy fucking Cheetos while she's trying to take a fucking roundabout at 65 miles an hour, and it doesn't fucking work, okay? Get
It's the
over it.
redistribution of payment.
Humans are dumb, and you have to take it into account when you're trying to build a civilization. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it works.
God, I love you, Nick.
I fucking hate communism. Have I brought this up?
I don't know.
so
Roundabouts are
perfect.
communism?
Yes.
I love that.
That's
I'm
a
just so
that's
mad
a
at
shirt.
it because people
That's a
stop,
shirt.
And now I get it because people stop it. Like, you have people that go through. They're like, oh, no one's coming. I'll go. But some people will yield and they'll just stop.
Just sit there.
Go and you are right. It is
It's
the
communism.
individual.
It's perfect on paper, but people fuck it up.
True.
Yeah, it's exactly like returning your shopping cart back to the little fucking stall. You can't rely on everyone to do that.
No, you cannot.
This is why Aldi is the best grocery store on the planet, because they incentivized it through capitalism. Hey, I put a quarter in there. I want my freaking quarter back. Even though the act of walking that cart back up there in terms of labor hours costs more than the quarter, you're still putting your quarter back in. You still want to get your quarter back from the machine. Capitalism.
And it gets that great internet video, that one dude that throws
No,
that.
there's fucking stickers on people's cars and,
And they
shit.
get soup.
He's still out there, right? Isn't he like doing that? Fighting a good fight?
Dude, he gets
It'll be all right,
so
buddy.
angry.
And then you get fucking,
Hey, look at-
then you get fucking Tucker Carlson going to Russia, being like, "Oh, fucking Russian grocery stores are so great. You have to put 10 rubles into the grocery cart, and then that incentivizes you to return the grocery cart back to where it was." Yeah, fucking America does that too. It's called Aldi.
Yeah.
Okay, we invented it in West Germany in 1946, right after World War II. Yeah, we do that too.
I
Okay,
literally
I'm
wrote a
sorry.
paper on that in business school. It's the most successful grocery store
Aldi's
chain
the shit.
in the
Awesome.
world.
Aldi's
If you have not seen the Fat Files, which is the Fat Electrician's thing where he talks about companies and things like that, check out his one on Aldi. It's awesome.
the greatest grocery store
I did
on
a
the
case
planet.
study on it for like a month.
You want to know the number one consumer rated best grocery store in America? It's Aldi. You want to know the number two store?
H-E-B.
It's Trader Joe. Guess who owns Trader Joe?
Aldi.
Okay, because the Aldi brothers were two German soldiers right after World
I
War
want
II.
to open the grocery store.
They started their own grocery store. Okay, you understand the fucking... You
Let
understand...
him cook.
Do you understand
Let him
how
cook.
hard it would be
He's
to open
cooked.
a fucking grocery store in West Germany in 1946?
Yeah.
They're playing on fucking hardcore mode. Okay, they found a grocery store. It worked great.
New
Two
Game
brothers.
Plus.
And then in like the 1980s, they're like, I want to have cigarettes. And the other brother's like, I don't want to have cigarettes. And they're like, cool. Let's separate. You run half the Aldis. I'll run the other half of the Aldis. And then we'll just have two separate businesses, but we'll work together. And that's what they did. And they had Aldi North and Aldi South in Germany, right?
Very German.
Then they came to America. You can't have Aldi and Aldi in America due to trademarks. So they're like, fuck it. We'll be Aldi and Trader Joe. And that's
Which is probably the same reason that you have Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Same company, different names.
fucking what's going on in America right now. They're the greatest grocery
they're
store
divided in the middle
ever.
They divided right down the
they
middle.
just divided
They-
it.
It's
Right.
like it's like
Germany
they
was very
couldn't help
divided.
themselves.
Germany was very. It was like
Was there a wall or something?
There was a wall. Yeah, the Berlin Wall. They had East and West, like
Yeah.
capitalism, communism, hungry, fed, that whole shtick. But then they had North and West, which is Aldi North, Aldi South. The
Yeah.
two brothers. One had cigarettes, one didn't. One became Trader Joe's. The other one's just Aldi. It's the greatest grocery store ever. No big deal.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
big
it's the number
deal.
one thing that you studied like in business school about a company and like understanding scale. Like it's literally like I studied all the economics of it. Everything he says is right.
Oh my god. This is some of the best stuff ever. I said I was reading a comic because I saw the pinned comment on here. This was posted. It says, listening to people like that think your interpretation of history is something to brag about, go read a history book, a real one. Not fiction that is written by the USA. The fat electrician responded, okay, let's do... Okay, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, let's do this. If I'm gonna take a shot every time you said that in your first sentence, then we'll get started. For real though, you should learn how to redistribute some grammar skills if you're gonna text smack on the internet. Anyway, if you have a problem with my interpretation of history, let's see how the USSR leadership interprets history. I want to tell these are quotes, by the way. I want to tell you from the Russian point of view what the President of the United States have done to win the war. The most important things in this war are machines. The United States has proven that it can turn out from 8,000 to 10,000 airplanes per month. I'm going to stop this. Russia can only turn out at most 3,000 airplanes per month. England turns out 3,000 to 3,500, which are principally heavy bombers. The United States, therefore, is a country of machines. Without the use of those machines through Lend-Lease, we would lose the war. Stalin even said the war was won by British brains, Russian blood, and American industry. The American contribution was decisive for the Soviet Union in its struggle against Nazi Germany. Lend-Lease provided us with such things as aluminum for aircraft, ammunition, and other strategic materials. We could not have produced them ourselves. Without American trucks, we wouldn't have had anything to pull our artillery with. That also came from Stalin. If the United States had not helped us, we would not have won the war. In one-on-one against Hitler's Germany, we would not have withstood its onslaught and we would have lost the war. No one talks about this officially, and Stalin never, I think, left any written traces of his opinion, but I can say he has expressed this view multiple times in conversations with me. That was Khrushchev. The United States provided invaluable assistance to the Soviet Union through the Lend-Lease program. This aid strengthened our military capabilities and helped us withstand the brutal onslaught of the Nazi war machine. That was also Khrushchev. People say the Allies didn't help us, but it cannot be denied the Americans sent us material which we could not have formed our reserves or contained the war. The Americans provided vital explosives and gunpowder, and how much steel could we have really set up the production of our tanks without American steel? And now they are saying that we had plenty of everything on our own. That was Georgy Zhukov. Zhukov was saying that. The Lend-Lease program played a significant role in the Soviet Union's victory. American trucks, tanks, and aircraft were essential for our military operations on the Eastern Front. Once again, Zhukov. The Soviet Union will never forget the help received from the United States under the Lend-Lease Act. This aid was crucial in our fight against fascism. That was Molotov. And he said, then the fat electrician continues on to say, I would love to hear about communist exports. I'm not super well versed on that topic, but the last time I checked, I think their biggest export was refugees. But please fill me in. Furthermore, if you have a problem with American history being fictional, why associate with America at all? Why be on an American social media platform that you access through the internet with your smartphone on your PC, all of which runs on AC electricity made practical by Nikola Tesla when he was in America? And the funny part about that is, in parentheses, after all those things, the platform, the PC, smartphone, everything like that, he put another American invention. It's too easy sometimes. It's just too easy sometimes to just like legitimately go off on these people that just think that it hurts my head, honestly. How many more times do you need to see the same story rinsed and repeated until it makes sense? Communism doesn't work, and it doesn't work for a reason. And it has nothing to do with communism on paper, because communism on paper works. Communism in practice turns authoritarian and brutal in seconds. And the bad thing about it is, the horrible thing about it is, all these people screaming for communism are sitting right next to people who are talking about re-educating people and, you know, taking out people and all this other kind of stuff. They're ignoring all of those. They're ignoring all the people that are talking about savagely curtailing the rights of others. They're ignoring those people, at the same time decrying those tactics. It's utterly ridiculous to see some of the stuff happen. And I'm not gonna get into our like current politics, but I could go on for an hour at the very least, and I don't feel like doing it, so I'm not going to, or else my head will explode. Warpugs, the fat electrician hates communism. All the links for the unsubscribed podcast are going to be down below, including my own. Join the channel, become a member, join the Patreon. I will see you guys next time. And by then, hopefully, I'll be working on painting the back room here. I'll catch you guys later.